Shalom Israel, please, right? Full of universal practical knowledge and document generally Hannah, right? Started out of 1 West and to the street out of New York, teaching the truth about the Bible and the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man, woman, and child, and the true biblical truths, the heritage of the Bible, the people that are actually the main characters in the Bible, including Christ, David, King David, King Solomon, right? The only prophets Peter, Paul, and Timothy, James, you know, the whole game, Andrew, all of them, right? And today's day is when I speak in Trinidad and Tobago, and today's scripture breakdown class. I hold it down, right, for Officer Swap here today, right? Christian Officer class all here, and that be the square and start, right? So today's topic we're going into understanding that the whole 12 tribes facing the same thing. But the main agenda of the so-called white man or oppressor is for us to never understand really and truly what the Most High designed you, how the Most High designed the world to be, how to run, and for you to not understand that. Because he just do not accept what the Most High say to operate. He don't play by them rules. You understand? The Lord telling the scriptures telling you, the Lord leave a record, he say the so-called oppressor is led by the soul. Right? So from the time the whole church of Israel get to understand, hey, wait now. This is how this man is living. This is why he don't want us to come together. This is why he don't want us to understand exactly who he is. You know what I mean? What we're supposed to be doing and what mind frame we should be. What is the bigger picture that we should be looking at? You don't want us to understand that. From the time we get to understand that, then we begin to ready and truly do what it is we're supposed to be doing and really understand where we come off, where we jump off the boat then. Right? All the time we're moving around the boat, all 12 tribes, rocking the tongue, bam, 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 but they get to understand from the beginning what other now, right? And how this come into play with the entry. So we just go touch on that, but we really get into the maths now to see, well, okay, the Peruvian man didn't understand. No, but you talk about, we're not different race, right? The so-called, you know what I mean, Native American Indian, you not same thing really go on with we look go on every time people have touch down. This is how it starts. This is when it starts how we real demise come from. Right? Because we didn't have the protection that is coming to play, and you'll get into that too, because here's how this oppressor is. He will put in something you follow, he will come. Say, because your structure is this way, I understand, I have all due process, I have all rights. If you want to violate you and do what it is that you want, but do not put, that is why you don't give us a particular way to live, and if we have that in place, then those things wouldn't affect us as we see today. Right? So really and truly coming out of that, it have no real fear. You understand? No matter even that you have the you understand the kind of power over people once they understand something. Right? So it doesn't matter what type of trial or tribulation we face and all of that makes no difference. Really and truly, what is the primary mission is to do what God say according to what we forefathers that get put and we agree to. So we forefathers get this instruction and we agree to it and say, bam. Right, so here what we're going to do first, we're going to identify who is this man, what going on the oppressor, why did he just operate this way, and what he just get out of. And then now, you won't fully understand him, but you just need to know that this is not somebody that I can trust, that I can really follow, and because this way of operation, it really and truly is off. Because he know exactly why, because if you have the, and he'll see exactly why, when you have the control over how you're going to get the so-called solution. Right? What is the fix their problem? And he created the problem, right? But he doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if he suffer from it. That is not his way of thinking. He don't operate like a logical person. Yeah. So we're going to that, right? Right? So the first scripture we want to go into is 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3 to 4. Yeah, it's supposed to be. Right? All right, try those. Wow. All right, so. Right. Right. All right. Press it up. Press it up. Yeah, you have to go. All right. Two and go straight.
Second Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there be a falling away first, and that man be revealed, the son of perdition.
Right. So your scripture say no, they say that that day would not come. You understand? Would not come to pass, meaning that the destruction of the world. We know that the temperature of the world running on is going to head to somewhere. Right? For maybe the younger persons or persons that never really pay attention to certain things, Bible prophecy has always shown that it knows exactly where the course of the world will end up. Right? Always show that the prophecies that God said would happen always from the past, meaning that that is the only true book that has actually predicted that this is what's going to happen. That is exactly what happened. Right? So you say that the social with that. Right? So that day they follow all this society to crumble and really actually get will come to an end or come to the final destruction. That day can't come unless we people in them understand for the whole society, but especially the 12 tribes of Israel, meaning the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians, get to understand that hey, really and true, we have to fall away from that base, from that garbage. That is utter nonsense, and we can't get caught up in this. Right? There's no way that this thing is out, right? And we didn't know because the religious institutions and their job is to fall into play with what the oppressor say because he's the one that set up the institutions of learning. He's the one that gives them license to do. Right? So all the PhDs, all the certifications that would say that they're certified, they're not certified to teach the Bible, they are certified to teach the oppressor version or the oppressor story of the Bible. Is that the difference? In the Smithsonian and all these different architectural historical records or places that they hold artifacts. Right? There are some people that will actually tell you exactly what is what, and some people are there right to lie. Some people are being paid to lie, some people like it, some people don't like it, some people are afraid, some people are not afraid. Right? Just what it is, just separate institutions put up their priorities. That's like in the industry for steel milling, right? For electrical, for plumbing, for for the home services industry and all that. There's an industry as well for life. There's an industry as well. It's done for telling false stories about history. Yeah. So we're gonna look up what is the definition of perdition. So he's not coming up with own interpretation or nothing, right? Right. So this is what Google now gave me a little thing on the dictionary, right? In Christian theology, a state of eternal punishment and damnation into a sinful uncreated. But let me see what Miriam is saying. Or Cambridge, any one of them. Right. Right, so this is a very good interpretation. And here's what the earlier I can find, what do you call it, historical records is the better, right? So this is Webster 1828. So one of the earliest ways that they'll find the actual way you call it, the actual definition of words, but quite back then. So I know the thing you see it here, the camera could see it. So if they end up focusing, you go read it out, right? So this is exactly where you're coming from. Cool. So perdition. Noun, right? So have Latin origins, right? From perdu, to lose or to ruin, right? Which we also call it the ISUPK, which is the same thing, the son of destruction. Scripture's talking about this person, this is the son of ruin. Right? The son, when you're rocking under his operation, it's lose. Yeah? And that is what it is. Right? So when the Bible talking about perdition, it didn't talk in some kind of superstitious way, right under the ground, and that isn't for no and all of that, which is a topic for another day. Right? But it's talking about destruction. Right? Read again, Bishop.
The book of 2 chapter 2 and verse 3. Let no man deceive you by any means.
So let no man deceive you by any means, by all these pastors and all these people and them, because here's what we're going to do. We're going to measure the facts. Right? When they tell all the stories and all of that, give it some time. Nothing wrong with that when somebody talking, anybody can say anything. Right? But we're going to prove it with facts. This is what the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man has never been really and truly exposed to. It's only now because of the internet and certain things now, information and the truth is now being now coming to the surface. Right? But for persons that have privilege and really and truly wanted that because you know, it's either they wasn't caught up in the lies of Professor Sutherland and the American dream and drugs and all of that. You follow? Men was under so much pain, and women was under so much pain that they say, okay, in other words, I in the boat right now, so I feeling it. They never say no, but it's who feels it knows it, so we was feeling it. So them that was feeling it, they say, okay, let me find a solution to this problem, you know. We see Paul is pain here now. That type of way that this thing here, if all of this go on, that is how every man that is inside the ISUPK, right, is in here today, because now they go sort, they go find the truth, right? And then they go have men that will definitely lead the charge, you understand? They got teams of men, right? They will lead certain things and all that. And a virgin who's a really good virgin, he go tell a virgin, hey, we actually, you know what I mean? We go check on this for find this here. Just like any good neighbor, they will tell, hey, this is what it is, right? I find a place where you can check out here, let me check this out. So I find this and I do a good session, and they will appreciate that because now they're looking forward to the betterment of somebody else. Yeah? That's how that's how the nation of Israel, so for Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man, when we in the right thing in our mind, that's how we could be this, we could think, we could actually function. So we just think that way and we could see it really and truly a benefit. Right? So let no man deceive you by any means. Right? No pundit, no imam, no pastor, no Buddhist, none of that. Nobody's going to deceive you by any means because you're going to draw up the facts and you're going to put it on the table and you're going to measure it and see the results of this action here or the ineffectiveness side. Which one? This true or this false? You don't have the
for that day shall not come except there be a falling away proof.
That day would not come, that day would not be at hand. It wouldn't come to pass unless they come, except there be a falling away. Yes, they come upon how it goes. So Black, Hispanic, Native Indian man, woman, and check there. Yeah, really actually, this garbage here, Epstein files, is 34 felonies, is when you forefathers come across here, what they start to do. When people are treated all that good. Blanket talks. We call it all kind of disease, right? Murders, unalivings, right? Abuse, estates. That is what the forefathers came across here. That is when they meet hospitable people, and when they meet resources that nobody was going to know one another. That's something that we get to learn from the so-called oppressor. So-called Black man, Hispanic man, we know nothing about arguing about turf, about arguing about drugs, especially about arguing about no goal and such a no chain and no puss. We don't know that. We don't know that culture. We're gonna pinpoint exactly where we get our culture. You know about Bishop?
God. And that man of sin he redeemed, the son of perdition.
Right? That man of sin meaning, you understand, breaking God's laws. Right? That's who he is. Not like any man in charge, that's all, like the man in charge, he in charge. All the men like he, all the men love he, you understand? He in charge of them kind of business. He in charge of that kind of operation. He in charge of money. That's what it's talk, you know what I mean? Or some way different world is something similar, but it's exactly that. You know about that. Now the Bible tells you this man is the man of sin. The son of perdition. It is talking about an actual being. We don't have a bishop because now it's telling you that no man deceive him. Because now we're talking about men in the context of what we talk because nobody never seen no spirit, only videos and extra this and that and nobody gets it. You never see no spirit coming and say they know me putting up themselves and coming operating. Yes, we know that spirit is for this and spirit for that and all that. We're not talking about them having the authority and the power to push themselves in this manner here. And as those four is going to see, right? This is exactly what we see in a particular human being, so called. We don't do those form of bishops.
For 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 4, who oppresseth and exalteth himself above all that is called the Most High.
Right, so who opposed and exalted himself above all that is called the Most High? So you can't talk nothing good and he don't want to trick himself. In other words, hear me, you paint the picture of the black Christ that the Bible says he black and paint it in the he image. He's saying you follow that your people and them don't know nothing about judgment and rules and them kind of thing. You follow? Yeah, because here and we will touch on this a little bit. Give me 2 seconds, right? We don't know nothing about that. So here's what he's saying. We have to be the judges and the magistrate and the lawyers and all of that. We have to be the majority. We don't like to see black leaders, especially in a positive and real positive note, and who not under the heel and under the control of the so-called white man. You don't like to see them get. You must see sellout. You understand? You must see greedy. You must see greedy men. You follow? You must see effeminate men. You must see emotional men. You must not see a good father figure and a good judges. You follow? A woman, right? Age woman or even younger woman, but mature. You don't like to see that on the planet, especially in the so-called black Hispanic native and then man woman check. Black men, black people, we can't do nothing. You see that talk about Nazareth? Who does label the ghettos and all that? Because this is something that we have to check for. It is the onus or it would be better for you to check out these things, right? When they call ghetto, who put that coin on something called ghetto? Ghetto is where they push all the so-called black Hispanic and native Indians and the barriers and all that, right? Into those places where they fill up the jobs and they have a lot of poverty. So you know you're creating an environment for crime. And then you give it their quality and name. So now they're saying in Trinidad, Lavantel is the worst area on the earth. This is the worst area on the earth and all of that. But when you have the creation that's suitable for that type of environment, that's what it is. How we know? Because on all the upper echelon areas, the Maravals and the Glencoe and all these areas, and then they have an environment for people to try and to operate under peace and all of that. They have rules and stipulations and things in place for that. There's no churches in those areas, there's no liquor stores in those areas, there's no drug blocks in those areas. Yeah. When you're going to plenty of them, but some of them close. No, because maybe, how they used to get money, they might be either find a better way to hide the money, or they probably have, they really actually, they source draft, or they get cut out, or whatever the case is, because you want to know how they can make those more rents and all that. Right? Pay for all these them building spots and all these different things that the rent. It's ridiculous. And there's no persons coming through your stores showing that the numbers can add up in terms of how much sales you're making. So the math's not matching. So how it is, you understand, you're able to do this, but stay afloat and all of that. How it is that you're able to maintain this lifestyle that you all have, whatever it is, and the vehicles and the trips that you all take and what you have access to and all of that. And we know it requires a substantial amount of money. How it is you are able to do that? Yeah, this is the kind of talk that is frightening people, but no, our job is to expose what we really face and stuff. No, you won't continue to be under the hand of that because this man does not care who dies or lives. He does not care who's affected by it. He signed on for what call YOLO, one life, you only live one life, you only live once. He on that. He don't care for his drugs. They find him doing narcotics, they follow his children into that, or they don't care. Molly and all the different party drugs and all of that. Those things are now being put into the black culture, but they did since the 80s. Instead of crack, you understand the drug called crack, right? Crack and cocaine, right? Instead of that drug, in their communities, they have what you call it pure Peruvian white powder. They have that type of narcotics. A pharmacy has a narcotics license to write written on the wall. So they can bring in those type of drugs legally. Right? So they can bring in that type of drug legally. Right? They have a license to do that. Whatever they choose to do with the license, that's on them. That's up to them. They have all control over that. Imagine that. But the thing is, we know how the society is operate, how it loves to operate. The so-called oppressor. Right. So the let's go a bit more on. Right. So these oppressors and all of that, right? They operated on free reign to do that. Now here's what he comes and do now. How do you just feel? I'm asking a question now to the audience who are listening to ask this question. When you eat that nice soup, that nice cow soup and all of that, right? And the same sensation, the same flavor, the same taste, right? Maybe not the same taste, but the same sensation, the satisfaction they get from eating that. What is the difference between that and a pigtail soup? Why it is that they paint this picture that you must have a pigtail soup? Why you can eat, you understand, food that they don't say that and you have all manner of different food states. I don't know, for men that was in the world, right? Before you understand the truth and certain things like that. What is the difference? You follow? I don't know what it is with other men and other races and all that. Very thankful. And that being given us the experience with other races and all that. Especially so-called white women. Right? But they show us themselves funny and all that. I feel like I'm small, my parents didn't have a particular liking for some races and all that. So I was privileged in a certain manner. You know what I mean? I was protected from certain things, right? But what is the difference between laying with a black Hispanic, sweet, delicious, innocent, delicate, right? Flower, tender, loving, in her right mind, you follow? Wonderful woman, black Hispanic and Native in what's the difference? We didn't have that type of sweet sensation with that woman, and why did you must have something with them? Why did you must have somebody you follow that out the road and all the body parts exposed? Why lingerie and the sun can't be put inside? Would you die? Would you suffer? What pain do you feel when you walk outside without being properly dressed? Imagine, look how dready psychology is, right? Look how evil this is. A woman that was in a fight with another woman, right? Don't know exactly if it was Trinidad or somewhere else, right? And the woman having something on it covering her nipple. Right? In the fight, she was exposed, so where her nipple is now exposed. And she running out the top back in. But you're basically naked already, but you keep you there in your mind. It's like the king's emperor's new clothes, or the emperor's new clothes. That story. I don't know if it's worldwide or whatever, right? But this emperor's new clothes, you walk around the place and keep you there, you have no clothes. But you're sticking in your mind, you do have on clothes. You thinking your nipple being covered is not being exposed? Make the thing make sense. Coming back to now, so-called oppressor, when he's telling you all them different things, and now you have a problem because now the essay is coming at 90. Now, when people talking about it is the safest carnival I've ever had. And I can't remember last year, maybe it wasn't announced. But if, in the Sunday, was a woman assaulted by a and here's what? The men and they who are doing that is only after the spirit of the oppressor. Give me John 8 and 44 about questions. Yeah? That ways of doing an operation and thinking, you follow that this is something to do. You only have license to do that under the oppressor. And how it is instinctively you know that you can't run into these places that border off and try to find one that. Why try to go around and let them see you and do and do that? Even if they might see them fully unclothed, right? Somewhere they wouldn't touch them. But they know it's associated with real pain. So all the mad in your head, you're not going to do that. Imagine that. Guys, don't do this. It's like it's the one you have to publish.
The book of John, chapter 8 and verse 44. Ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father you will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own words, for he is the light and the father of it.
Right, so the only reason why Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian do that is because they operated under the spirit, right? Under what we call the mark of the beast. That is having like in other words, you tattoo the same thing. So the company that have like a shield or a pendant or a label, a logo, right? You have that same thing tattoo on your spirit, on your mind. So you're operating in that same mind frame. Yeah, in league with the so-called person because they choose to operate after that spirit. After those things and not understanding partying, they have nothing wrong with partying. They have nothing wrong with money, you understand? They have nothing wrong with women. Having more than one woman is not a crime. Thing is, you cannot stick your manly parts into everything. Not everybody is mentally ready to have a relationship. Those are the things that they're supposed to learn, but your person does not operate under that spirit. You understand the real purpose for families and children and money and legacy and good vibes. You can't operate under that vibe because now you have a heavy spirit in it. Because of what his forefather chose to do, and he just carried down the line. So he just operate under the spirit here. Genesis 27 and verse 47.
The book of Genesis, chapter 20 and verse what?
27 and verse 40. Book
of Genesis, chapter 27 and verse 40. And by the sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck.
That's what it says, right? So you understand that from the beginning, when he was given the opportunity to either retain his birthright, he chose them for to trade it up. Because what in the world, there is something that you really who is volunteer in their right mind, say volunteer man, or volunteer, you know what I mean, some essential party. Say, all right, yeah, take my ears, take my body ears, and I will take, you understand, take some part and you take my foot. Volunteer your one, yeah, I will treat this part, I'm winner. So I can't have nothing else I can eat. I mean, I have to eat that. Who the right man is that? Understand this is the ways and the operations of the so-called right man who exhausted himself on the throne and thinking that he's some kind of God. So when this is the way he is operating, he is operating on a logical plane. When that time comes now, he wants to kill anybody. He didn't trick you. Where was it said in the scripture say that Jacob said, oh God, jumped him or he poisoned him or something like that. So where he was out of his mind that he couldn't make a conscience or what do you call it? A sober decision. That was down there, but he chose. The same thing happened with Adam and Eve. Right? Eve, you understand? She had a choice. She chose that. Now, I don't know how that bigger even responsibility of choosing the right thing. And now, the same way that we understand, or some of us just follow after the person, because all of us, in some way, shape, or form, get that nastiness on the spirit. You follow coming down, and it's just men who really and truly wanted to make those changes fast to do that. That's why the children and the men that are around today follow exist to continue to bring the solution to Black, Hispanic, and Indigenous. God knows it's impossible to follow all. I know the whole world of the corruption and all that, but yeah, what choice to make? But if you understand exactly what it is, if you put your mind to understand, which is what the so-called person does not want you to do, that's why your question is so dread. That's why you know that you would rather you work to death and not have an opportunity, not even 1 second, one window. That's why you fight against any type of Black leadership. Anything positive for Black people, and why you want to infiltrate them with guns and drugs and some kind of sin. Because we're going to that just now. He knows once he get fined on that, now he can come and say, yes, yeah, this is the thing, look, I catch him. Again, he don't think logical. That's not his way of thinking. He don't see things in a sensible manner. He only sees what he wants. Yeah? Emotional. Why I feel like doing it, why it isn't. So have the consequences. Yeah. And once he can put up a thing in place where he can get touched, oh, it's sweet. Because that continues to go on and I'm not seeing no repercussions. So what he continue to do? The same thing. Remember, I'm expecting Ecclesiastes 8 and 11 publication. So once you can do that, you follow. You know, once I can put the barriers in place for me not to get touched one time, I can push this as long as I want. I go smoke cigars, I'm going to do more narcotics, I'm going to do more essays. Look at how he just the FC pilots. The president of the free world, those that support him today, on the low, if you align with that, the only smile is in Jerry and Harry and Jenny and Margaret have on their faces. They align with that. They have no problem with it. Because if you really have a problem with it, you know what you have a problem with? People are not willing to go that distance. People are not really and truly willing to show who the real America is and what the real America is about. What we shall say,
Ecclesiastes chapter 8 and verse 11. God set them against
evil will is not executed speedily. Therefore, the path of the Son of Man is fully set in them to do evil.
Yeah. Which scripture saying because sentence against an evil work, meaning that they can put the barriers in place, right? And especially Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man do not know, right, what is the real penalty for this. Once they know that they're not at the place to where they can really actually get justice from God for this, I mean, man, he can come to me for 1,000 years and he thinking to himself that, hey, I can push on this as long as I want, I'm control, we control. If you don't obey crusade, you'll take away funding. Tell the governor, hey, no funding for you, we'll take away. When you do it, there was no funding. Cut off your pipe. Black, Hispanic, Native Indian, man, woman, child, that's what they do with them. The people in them that really actually live with them. They're supposed to love, that is really truly part of their family. What about you, that you don't even want to cross your own borders? The land was yours, and the Native Indians was their brothers own before they came across. You know they came across them? Let me read it. Right? So this is from the Britannica. This is a kid's medical article here, whatever the case is, right? So during the 15th century, European countries of Spain, Portugal began sending ships on expeditions to find new trade routes to Asia. An accidental outcome of this search was that explorer Christopher Columbus encountered land in the Western Hemisphere, wherever the case is that. And I've always lied, right? Because Christopher Columbus and they would have had some information in terms of some records, which is in our records, our Bible, right, in the Apocrypha, talking about the 12 tribes. When we split, right, the 9 and 8.5 tribes, right, that came across to the Western Hemisphere, right? So now he inserts those people because he know that these are the prophecies that what's going on with them, and you know you have money here, you have different things. So he's not just going into the what you call this, into some kind of historical, you know, some kind of expedition that they show. Yes, sir. Yeah, come on, right? So based on that, right? You know, hey, you know, most definitely for sure that they have some people there have money across, they have different things and that I will get access to. Right? So when they leave in 1492, here's the catch of called Black Man. I have one big long article over the cases concerning that, but look at all the pieces that they reach. Right? This man called Hernan Cortez, right? Because that's in the 1500s. Right? So we're gonna ask, so when Google, we asking Google now the year and all that, right? What year did the conquistadors come to the Americas, basically? Right? So conquistadors primarily, the conquistadors are, let me get the definition of that first, right? So we get a proper context. Who the conquistadors are, right? Who are the conquistadors? Who are the conquistadors? Conquistadors. Right? Conquistadors were 16th century Spanish and Portuguese soldiers, explorers, and adventurers who led military expeditions to the Americas, Africa, and Asia during the Age of Discovery. Right? Same, the Bible now say in Genesis chapter 27 and verse 40 and 41, right, that the so-called black man, so-called white man, so-called oppressor, is lived by the sword. These conquistadors is short for, or the root word for conquistadors is conquerors. Yeah? So those conquistadors came across in military fashion, and they came across the Americas, and they did in certain parts of Africa, whatever the case is, but more military style. But when they came across it, they didn't come up to set or to offer, right, some type of structure. He didn't do that. He said, here we're going, you don't know how to run a society. You always go around here, you're supposed to oppress people, you follow to take all that. You got to go around line around here and you're doing something kind of evil thing with it now. That ain't supposed to happen, according to them. All this stuff over here, that's the same spirit that was on Judas Iscariot. All that oil is going through here, it's like now. Oil, that's expensive, but you get cutting that thing, but you have to stamp it on the bag and say, oh, take a little portion. That is their forefathers. Right? The so-called black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man, woman, and child understand that is the spirit that you're operating under. As much as they like to decorate it, and I never kill nobody yet. They don't want to like nobody, and I never do that and all that. 470 something thousand, I think it is. 400 something thousand babies was unalive from so-called black women. Hispanic, you know, it have a whole tally. But our race, you understand, we begin to be all type of murderers. All kind of different things we accept, and all kind of different, all kind of, already find himself in pushing that. They let us go, right? Don't care who it is, my dear disease. You don't care, you understand, who family we mash up. You don't care who really feel the pain. As long as I feel good. He wasn't making me feel good. I didn't have enough money coming in. But if you really and truly, if that was the real problem, then you would find a solution. That is not the real problem. If you have a real problem, you just go by the doctor when you're feeling a particular way. You know exactly when to go. All of a sudden, that is the problem. When that now becomes the problem, you follow after the ways of your father, so-called white man. Therefore, that Bible speaks. You create a problem in your head. Just like you create a problem, don't find no infrastructure here. We need to understand the arm of this place where we need to analyze these people, we need to see all the children and things. Epstein Island is nothing new. You see, men in the ISUPK system, in the ISUPK for number years and all that, we get to understand that this is the way the man is operating. So they strange us. So no friend there like, oh my blow, like, wait, this really happening on the earth, boy? Oh, you understand? We get to accept as well. This is the way that the man is operating. And that's why the Lord said not to follow after the way, not to envy the ways that he anybody, you know, Proverbs chapter 3 and verse 31 back. Like what the Lord said, don't envy the oppressor. You never say no word. You never say not our children. You never say not to like women. You never say not a party. You never say none of that. We have feast days and then we have a nice time. But we know how to think, how to operate sensibly. You never say not to defend yourself. You never say that turn the other cheek is not talking about. You never tell the turn the other cheek to somebody to cover it up. Like the Jesus Christ would not say on the cross, he would not say this is not possible, let it pass. If that was the law, if that is what God was talking about, Christ with him, the king would have never say that. You know, say, yeah, normal, but then you know, say, take a stop. Bring two wrong, what? No, you not bring two. Yeah, there's a lot of things that sound so feasible and all that, but when you check the root cause of it is because if the so-called white man who in charge of the world now, conquistador, conqueror, if he, you understand, pass on it because he's the one that I depend on for food and depend on for whatever it is, your problem is the dependence. You know, he, you understand, is your God. He's the one that you obey. He's the one that right. Everything else, you don't care. Looking wrong, nobody gets he like church, that's wrong. Right? He could do that. Mexicans is the problem. Drugs, CIA. But the CIA is the one that I mean, follow that really bringing that whole system. So now you're pushing this in the community, and now you find a way to funnel the resources out to the community, destroy them. Right? They have no families, no family structure. Right? They don't have no community. Right? They don't have nothing place in the communities, nothing like that. So they don't have that infrastructure to take care of themselves. So here's what the next possible thing that giving them access to and push there and I put crates full of is weaponry and bullet. So bullet and gun can't them. Drugs and them can't them. Human trafficking can't them. And if you want to survive, you better take part in this, because we'll cut away from them. Better you understand them Native Indians and them on the South Dakota and North Dakota and all them pipelines, you better not, you know, you better press them too. Better push them, whatever it is, oil pipes and all that to the land, you better destroy it. There's no funding to get because we want to buy an jet tomorrow. We want to traffic some more train. We need to build 3 more Epstein Island. You better engage in this thing. You're coming to bring money to Venezuela. Relief to the people. Freedom. What freedom is? You know the American freedom is? If a street tell you something, you follow. If a street tell you this, the way them just operate and all that, and you want to believe that somehow some magical pill going to come and then he's going to do something different. Okay. If you like it, so no problem. If that's the way you like it. Yeah. It's on you, Bob Bishop. Yeah, the
Proverbs chapter 3, verse 51. And we love not the oppressor, and should not of his ways.
Down to what I said. Right? So Bible saying again, and be now not the conquistador, and be now not the free will, and be not the Epstein fireman, and be not, you understand, the men that PDD and them just follow after, Arcadia and all them just follow after. Imagine you have a superstar, all that talent and all that, but you must insist that you must partake of what the oppressor is. You could never, remember you need pass, right? You need a pass, and you need visa, and you need all of the things to leave a country. You need license to go and do all this nonsense. Don't feel that you want to operate under the system. This was system and they pull a fast one. You know what they do with people like that pull a fast one? Unalive. You understand? Plant drugs, find somebody inside it to undermine him, undermine her. And when you don't comply with the so-called white man operational system, right? So if that is what the options are on the table, right? if there are any options at all, why would you, so-called black Hispanic Indian man, woman, and child, want to be under this man's instruction, mercy, governance, all of that? That is the way he only knows how to operate. That is the only way he does do things. When I look at every way to how he does govern, I don't see nothing different. Why would I want to engage him? I think that's a little more cheaper. I think that costs expensive to stay separate. I think that is a better option. The Lord in charge at that time of life. And here he's saying though, he's saying this is how you follow. I can ensure it's not still like you won't suffer. People that follow Christ. Remember he died too. Let's follow you might get that. You might get people that. But here's one: if you move in a line, right? Or you move towards us getting back to how we're supposed to operate so that we can really actually come back to ruling the planet and God to do what he wants to do. Right? That's a reasonable trade I would find. But if you understand the alternative is 50 years of suffering, right? You're not going to call at any time. Whatever you feel to do, you feel to do. But you're trained, as you only 28 telling you, you're trained, you wouldn't do it. And like that, bam, what you feel to do? Bam, now you try. You see, it says Plato, Epstein Island. Epstein Island, volume number 6. Yeah. So why would you want to engage in something? Give me the book of Micah chapter 2 and verse 10. We had to really actually consider, hey, did you have to buy for real? When I look at it here, I'm only getting a feeling and then I'm coming back to the same issue. And not only that too, hey, not only this man, he really actually he doesn't want it. See, that is why we don't really get the picture. So he don't analyze it so fast. He wanted to feel the pain. He don't feel good unless you really feel pain. He doesn't get off on that. That's what he doesn't enjoy. That's why he doesn't have what he call buck fever. When he get trying to kill an animal, he's shaking in the sun. He's so aroused in the sun. He does get off more than 300 people in a room. You follow that in an orgy. First, that level of excitement. And his arousal so great. Orgasm. He orgasm more about 300 people put together. To kill some, to analyze some. That's what he does go for. That's the man redemption that they refuse to see from him for he really is. And that's what he really is. All them kids and parents. Yeah. Don't tell them about who ain't this and who ain't, and some of them, yeah, everybody knows that. It's the same way not all black people bad. That's the same way all what do you call it? The Latin people, Latin America people and Hispanic people and Native American people don't give it this. So not all of them is that. Yeah. But here's what the majority of them and the rule of law in terms of how society operates. The rulers of them, that's how they live. Would you rather be under rulers they follow that redemption leaders live in a more peaceful and logical way? And they don't have they can actually enjoy we call it husband and wife the way it was intended. You can enjoy resources the way it was intended. So nobody on the bus going to truth to get something. They have more than enough. They're all in hills and them unplanted. All kind of different places, all kind of sea, all kind of different things they could do. A myriad, endless. All kind of different industries. They have all kind of different ways to make money with it. They can think about it. All you need to do is now really actually focus on how things is really work, what God's saying in terms of how this really work, because having that all that day and focus your mind there. As opposed to being decimated, destroyed and picked apart one by one, bit by super person. You know that's super most. How we just go.
Micah chapter 2 and verse 10. And depart. But this is not your rest. God is polluted. It shall destroy you, even when the sword destruction.
So what I said. Right? So the Bible says, you know, alright, so black Hispanic Native Indian man, woman and child is not yours. It's not a place you can kick back and say, I'm going to the Maldives. That is for you. Whenever you go there, you might be fooled. They believe that your flesh and magical powers was eating children and all that. They believe the young and children and all that, you know what I mean? And what is doing? They believe, you understand, the youth and all that, the blood and all that, they have magical powers. And it can make them live forever and have them so aroused and all that. All every lie that they sell. And yet this year, it is not something great to do. I'm going to get so much powers and so much benefit from this. Delusional, absolutely delusional and confusing. Madness to the highest degree. And you can't tell them nothing. You get cancelled. So-called Jewish man, he's not a real Jew. Cancelled. You're going to beg on your knees, all them sitting on beg on your knees, I'm sorry. Yeah, he's a Jew, he's a real Jew. The Bible says, arise ye and depart. This is not a rest because it is polluted, it shall destroy you. You want a sore destruction. Maybe you saw them and maybe you know, ever it is again, that got some kind of thing and you know it repeated. I can never saw here. The deepest one you can feel can make only that too, you understand? If your son, daughter, brother, sister, feel the pinch. Mother or father, somebody feeling the pinch and disease, meaning that some maybe like some lifestyle disease and all too. Because the grocery full of garbage. 90% of the grocery is absolutely toxic. So exactly what you think is just a matter of time. Now you know what to do? Come and see a man who Dr. Jim. Why Dr. Jim is there for some nice pharmaceuticals, you know. Dr. Jim, you follow, have money inside have investment in your sickness. You can come by here and spend more money. Big pharma, as they say. Multi-trillion-dollar industry. And everything that you depend on to eat, you follow, is run by the same people. So you chop whichever way you spend. Which would be the better way to think and operate? You want to be under that? Or you rather take a chance with God? Huh? Man, because it's so dread, we don't even have the beer, which is the beer minimum, trust the most. When you say by a 1,000 cattle, like you see you won't get anything. We didn't have that. Other people, that's how dread it is. Like really actually, if you say about it, if I really actually did say how does operate, yeah, I really trust the most side, yeah. He said it's gonna happen, so I'm gonna work towards that. You find yourself like to be truly honest with yourself. The way we just operate is show us we don't trust it. We don't understand what I mean. Don't talk about how they train our women. Not how they is and all of that. Not all that of the men. Because if we didn't understand certain things, our women that would be with us, they follow that be under our instruction and under our care and our guidance, they would really actually have a different experience. Thankful that they have that in the ISUPK and the sisters and sometimes hold on with brothers and them long enough to see fruits that are they had that trust and they say, no, okay, I'd rather take my chances. But here, even if we die suffering, I take my chances here on the right path, we follow as opposed to that life. Okay, that's good. Again, imagine being so delusional, you thinking that you're not exposed but just your nipple alone covered. That was what a man. His girlfriend coming out there with that tape covering the nipple. And he said, what wrong with this outfit? Madness, yo, and she thinking she dress Empress new clothes, yo. And the so-called person is how we thinking by being the right man, yo. And we really should check it out, Wishasan. He might get to them.
I invite you to and in fact, but this is not your rest, because it is polluted, it shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction.
Read. Anybody in Jude chapter 5, Bible from verse 17. Here's what your person know. You know all that. Here's what I had this of luck. I get sent as a well, as a prayer. I don't care what destruction coming on, I don't care what that. Your person is a pure animal. He's not a human being. You don't think like that. That's not human. That's not humane. Go to that child and want to interfere with that child. And the units get up on people having pain, and causing pain and harm and destroying people's parts and all them things. Mad. And that you can operate and function like that. That's not a regular. That's not something you should trust. That's something that we should continue hoping and wishing that we can change this. And those persons that know what about law and dominant of this. Yeah? Yeah. Book
of Jude, chapter 5, 17. And whilst they sinned not before their God, they prospered, because the God that hated iniquity was with them.
Pause, Babagisha, right? Right? So once we operated under that, these heathens know very well. Imagine you know, and here's what the only way, right, we can defeat these people and is that. But imagine having all that in front of them because they don't think logical, understand something. What they care about is what they care about. They care about, understand? Essence, that is exactly what they care about. They care about narcotics. Again, high all the time, that's exactly what they care about. That is there, you understand, decide they make a covenant with death. They don't care about whatever the case, they don't care about how it's supposed to work and none of that. They care about pig will destroy you, that all this different thing, woman, all the different things in your brain, they don't care about that. They just want to eat now. They have no restraint, no discipline, emotional. I just want to feel good. Anything that is feel good, make me feel good. That all the different things to make you feel good. You don't want that. The weakest link, the weakest approach to that. However, it is, I can take advantage of somebody because of insecurities. It's exactly what it is. So, all these they can say, all right, are you willing to put them separate that way? What is they do like the forefathers in Deuteronomy, chapter 4, say, well, yeah, this was the one understand what they know how to do with things. But you can do like the Queen she wants to say, yeah, understand what they know to do. But learn some one or two things from them. That makes more sense. They don't think in a logical way. Continue, Babu.
God, verse 18. But when they departed from the way which he appointed them, they were destroyed in many battles that we saw, and were led captives into a land that was not theirs. The temple of the Most High was to the ground. The cities were taken by the enemies.
So you notice the man reading the account and saying this is what going on with these people under me, right? This is, but if you know that about them, you would know other things about them. We don't know the
Verse 19. But now they are returned to their God and are come up from the places where they were scattered and have possessed Jerusalem, where their sanctuary is, and are seated in the hill country, for it was desolate. Verse 20. Now therefore, my Lord and Governor, if there be any error against this people, and they sin against their God, this shall be their ruin.
Right? So God black is fighting native in them man woman and child. The only way for you and son to be destroyed, which is what going on today, meaning we're not doing what God said. That is the only reason for it. So you want to know what's the problem? What's the real problem? Why black people curse and drugs and guns and communities and all them different things in them, and we be marginalized and all of that. We just not doing what God said. Now everybody else is supposed to know what God said. We're not seeing a different result. The only people that's showing that I could see some fruits in terms of there's a big difference, right? When I look at this, the way they're operating here, not what I was taught, not all of them. Go and look at the facts. What does the statistics say? The data. What the data say? Data saying this, and this, and this, how they operating. These people in the ISUPK have to be doing something different. They have prison programs that see the difference in the prisons, I hear any word going on in the prisons and all that. Look what going on everywhere. Different communities have seen what going on in the community, have seen they feeding the people, have seen they feeding other races and all kind of thing. I not seen them doing wickedness and all that to survive. I not seen them getting off and having a good time by destroying somebody else's life. I not seen that. Why it is, there is not how it is that these churches and these mosques and all that are around for so much time. They had so much more time than the ISUPK, who have been around for over 50-something years. Well, 1969, yeah, about 50-something years, as opposed to 300 and something years. Those institutions that I trust in, I grew up in, my grandfather, grandmother, all of that, mother, all of them trusted, and that's supposed to be the place where God is. Look at their results, it's supposed to be on. Now, why something had an update? If it's one thing, you might be so right, you might be a rocket scientist, you don't have to be. But now you have to see why we actually didn't do what God said, because when God says somebody, this is the ultimate gain. Or when them do something may have enough, that max and G. We don't have to shut up.
God, and let us walk, and we shall overcome them.
You know what he said? He said, let us, after all that knowing, all the issue and all that knowing, if you trouble these people and them, you follow, you know God will defend them because when they do the right thing. But you're not going and say, well, boy, you don't have the mind to say, well, no. They're already doing bad over the cases that I can. Let me try to win some people from God. They don't care about it. Let me try to get some mercy from God because God has destroyed them enemies. Look what God fear and all that. God has destroyed every last one of them that come against the children of Israel. God has destroyed. You know what they say? I will enjoy the line. Let me get destroyed too later. Or they will never. Nah. We know the code. We understand the whole blueprint. We will never get destroyed. We have to put a stick by we got to destroy them. Here we go. We have it enough. There's no way we're gonna all everybody before they must not get us. They know all the plays, all the playbooks, all the tactics. Watch it. Let me show you why this doesn't work. Like we said, after knowing all that, the historian, man who hold the records, knowing all that, you know, he said that he don't consider that, he don't care that. That's what you need to understand this for black Hispanic. Your processors do not operate like normal people thinking and looking through what the consequences is, and they don't care about that. And all people that under that spirit, they're not operating from that point of view either. So do not wait and hope and think that they can change their way of operation. They already think that this is the way. What you have to know, so-called black, Hispanic, Native, Indian man, woman, child, why do they not want you to know what the Bible really says? Why is they fighting against the truth really coming to come how it's supposed to come? Why does they do that? Why does they don't want? And when you understand that, they don't want you, the logical thinking, so-called black, Hispanic, Native, Indian, woman, and child. They don't want you to get that because they understand that is how all of this is going to get shut down. That is how the man of position, the man of destruction is going to be revealed, and they understand this place to crumble. That is the way, that is the key. When you say the white man is the deceiver, the devil that the Bible speaks of, that's exactly what we're talking about. That is it right there. Understand some? If that is how his whole way of operating is, that is the default mode. I understand, as a man who's not comfortable with being, you understand, stripped, abused, run over, all the people in the same boat. And this man, he follow this place running in that way. No, I can't affect no change there. I don't try to join no political party, none of this that. So no humanitarian, nothing. Because the whole world is run on that door or that out. How the order of God is up. Because this here cannot be what God sanctioned. But here God said the conditions of me, you understand, to not destroy, because he is destroyed. What is destroyed? But here what he just tell them. Just like he tell Abraham and them, he tell Lot and all of them. Say, Lord, leave that city, leave Sodom and Gomorrah, so I can burn it to ashes, so I can burn it to the ground. Lot still, you understand, as a righteous man, as a caring brother, saying, oh gosh, let me see if I can at least find 5 people before you go to this. Let me see if I can find 10 people. The Lord said, hey, well, all right, if you find 10, go ahead. Who's God gracious? Because you already know that hey, now you don't have 10 people there because they have that thinking. Not everybody under that thinking, you know. You watching and having you know for sure, hey, should I know, as man smoking drugs over the cases done in plenty better shape than so-called sober thinking people. That's supposed to be sober-minded. You see, you can admit, boy, this ain't right. It's a sin, it's a style who send out your body day and night to survive. Or maybe to something that she like to try to teach your mind over all this pain and all that. She a better right thinking mind, she might be full of disease too. But here's what, that is not the end of your story. That's not the end of your story, brother. You know we don't live far, right? You know we just live far, you know? We might live for 100 some years these days. We never live past 2,000 years and all that, you know, right? So you know you all come back on the age, right? Not the end. First thing, I'm telling you, the most important thing we have to understand is how it's what we're supposed to be. That's the key. Understand that? That ain't honest. Big up Officer Crab, you understand? Musa Nkachi, Mandai, and honorable, excuse my French. That's how we're supposed to die. We're supposed to die with our culture fully intact on us. You know, something that, you know what I mean, that yeah, we call it. I wonder why, or I want to be pastor, I want to be Seventh-day Adventist right now. You wonder, you know, this must be fully confident, yeah. I understand from the tribe, but it's from the time. The whole, you have to walk around on the whole world and let print out on your head. You have to know, you understand? You have to be sure. This scripture to make election sure. You have to know for sure, yeah. I am working towards the right path, you know. However large or small or medium, wherever you're working towards that. Wherever you find your hand to do, that is exactly where you're contributing to the kingdom building. Yeah, you're trying doing whatever the smallest thing they could do, the weakest man, the weakest sister, the weakest child, whatever, doing exactly what they could do to do that. Work towards that. That is all to do. Going back in the center, we rule because we understand what is happening, we rule. When the righteous surely people rejoice. When the wicked in authority, people is mourn. If you have any type of ability to see, you understand what's going on across the world, you know it's nothing in good shape. But understand something, you're waiting for them to care, and that will never happen. Understand what mode the earth operating on that. And you're gonna be good. Nothing gonna trouble you because why want to trouble you because you know it's exactly what the place is. You have no reason to do that. Dr. Shasta, give me the book of Isaiah chapter 47, verses 1 to 3, Dr. Shasta. Understand some? God, this is what God waited to do. What God know here one. This man feeling as long he's a red apart, he feel like military thing, a hurry by disease, by weapons, you follow. You have all the playbooks and all that. I know that the dismantle they come from the final degree. I know the structure like that. He is, according to scriptures again, he's not on the structure. He understand that T. Strongest thing though about how to really upkeep a society, yeah, no. Scripture tells you, understand, after a woman, truth is the strongest thing on the planet. That's what God said. If God said that, I don't care about what anybody think. We don't care about that. God said the truth is the strongest. That is it. If the truth is the strongest, that is my weapons of choice. He say not by my spirit, not by not by might or power. Say but by my spirit, you understand? That is how the thing on function. I will tell you, not debate it. Once I understand this is what it is, once you understand that, so for black is them one child, you now start to really actually use your brain for the right reason. So everything that you do, you follow, you know, all right, in alignment with this. Once you did, we are good. Or we need to change, fix, adjust things, that's okay. All that in sport. Simple as that.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 47 and verse 1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans. For thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate.
Right, so the Lord said, hey, come down, come off that throne. So, God, white man, this is what you want to do for the longest while. But again, good not to the Judith, right? Give me the same Judith, somebody else, give me the Judith, the 5, right? But we don't want to teach up again of somebody, just
Book of Isaiah, chapter 47 and verse 1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans. For thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate.
Pause right there, Officer Judith chapter 5, verse 21, sir.
Judith chapter 5 and verse 21. But if there be no iniquity in the nation.
Right, so for the Lord to do what he wants to do in Isaiah chapter 47 and verse 1, this is what needs to happen. We read it again, Officer.
Judith chapter 5 and verse 1. But if there be no iniquity in their nation.
Right, so we supposed to have no iniquity. You're looking for 144,000 out of the billions of us, right, on the planet. So you're looking for men that would hold our office. You're looking for sisters that help in that. You follow. So when I see no iniquity in them, there have enough people to set up a government to run the planet, then I could do that, right? Doesn't mean that it has to be in one lifetime. All we have to be focused on is how to come back to doing what God said to run the planet right. That is it. We'll continue reading, sir. Verse 21.
But if there be no iniquity in their nation, let my Lord now pass by. Lead them, Lord, defend them, and their God be for them, and we become a reproach for all the world.
You understand? So he knows the same man who said, Lawi, God bless now my Lord, and deal with them proper. Say, you understand? That we make sure that they have iniquity in them, because that is exactly how we will become a shame. Now we will become a next person who was on the line, they get mashed up just the same way the people have before. Who they thought they was better than, do that same thing. Mash them up. What we want to do is Isaiah chapter 47, verse 1, Babakesha. It's exactly what God. Go ahead.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 47, verse 1.
Verse 1, Babakesha.
Book of Isaiah, chapter 47, verse 1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon.
So God wants to say, hey, oh virgin daughter of Babylon. Virgin is, in this context, he's saying somebody untouched daughter of Babylon, right? Because America today is called we call it Solomon and Babylon because they do not the same works of Babylon, right? So virgin untouched, because we know Babylon before touch. I mean touch, they get touch up good and proper. You know that, sure. Right? So the untouched virgin daughter of Babylon is America today. God, the Lord want to do this real bad. You want to put them down, come and sit down in the ground, you understand? Some machine the ground. That's what God want to do. We don't have to shut.
God, set on the ground, there is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldean.
Right, so you see how he was talking about, he stood up, I think in 2 Thessalonians before I was reading. Right, he sit down on the throne of God and pray that God over the he say, hey, we're not throne. Come and sit down, you understand? You're little darkness. You don't know exactly what to do, nothing but not throne. You know, you're throwing enough feet. Sit down on the ground, not kicking your face. You don't have a shot.
For thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate.
Yes, but from now on, you ain't gonna be called no tender and delicate. You ain't gonna fool the world and sell them no American Dream and Hollywood and Disney World and Six Flags and all of that. Say no. You're nothing about enforcing proper law and them. You're not a decent human being. Like now you is. You understand that there's take children and put them in cages. And ship them from the parents and all that. They will look shut. They might be want to ship them into Epstein Island and the rest of it. They get a chance to understand that's exactly probably what they want to do. We're thinking about how we could get with this. Or we could pass some kind of thing and interfere with it. That's what it's going on. They reach all the Epstein Island, all them so-called rulers of the planet, all Bill Clinton, all of them, before they was there. Pictures showing you they was there. Like what they like. Right? Old boy Jeffrey Epstein all up nice and thing and partying. That was this party. We do again, but we shall also make up.
Book of Isaiah, chapter 27, verse 1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon.
No one sit on the ground, you understand? So-called white man, sit on the ground. We don't publish it.
Sit on the ground, there is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldean. For thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate.
No longer be called delicate, you know what I mean? Home of the land of the free and home of the brave. You don't publish it.
God, verse 2. Take the millstone and grind me, uncover thy locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, and pass over the ribbons.
Yeah, you understand? So let me expose it for you ideas. This is what you're good for. Because you don't know that. You don't know more work. You don't like that. You like to outsource your work to China and them kind of thing, like sweatshops and all of that. Now you like to make billions. You don't care about the people who make empire so rich and make up all the clothes and all the time and make Donald J. Trump and all that. You don't care about that. You don't have honor for people. You don't have appreciation. So here's what you good for. Go and grind some wheels for me. Go and pull up your leg and cross the river. You understand? Go and sit down and in something like we really see your true reputation. This is what you're good for. Because when I put you anywhere to allow you to roam the good free, this is what it is. It is one message here. It is one unlike people. You don't have no appreciation with people who do good. Yeah, so this is what you're good for. Come. I work for you. Come. Yeah, I don't come. This is exactly what God wanted to do. So-called black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man, you want to know God just. Was that just good? Yeah, you were just. But hey, the criteria, you understand, to execute justice. Because when he did, it's just like he wanted to kill off everybody. In Moses' time, he wanted to unalive everybody. And he wanted to make a nation out of Moses. He know, well, yeah, from the story from there, like, you know, I never want to do this with all. So I need all the understand to really come back to how it's supposed to operate. Never really punish them people and fair. Never really actually let them experience what the earth is. Scripture said cheese and all those things. Cheese and all, you understand, go have a fraction time because they just get cut down and it's used for garbage. It could really heal. The law that we have in place that you can dig up into the soil and do all kind of madness in the soil. That we did. All kind of different exploration and all that, and you're using the worst things you follow to fund that process. All in fentanyl and all the kind of drugs and all that. But die, you don't care. Get money in your pocket, you don't care what you living. You don't care, understand if somebody working at debt, you don't even want people to raise the children. You want them on time, they want to raise the children, teach them no values. You know why? They must come into your prisons and in your courtrooms, you follow see how you're corrupt. And magistrates and lawyers and policemen and all of them to get feed and market them to go global. Not public Caribbean no more, not a franchise, it go global now. Yeah, Michael Jordan can make more money and more business. All the private prison them here. No rehab centers for real. More prison to milk the place, make it more hard. Just make men rob and steal a woman, you know, who want their husband and all that to get some money to take care of some son in prison or some kind of thing, or take care of some sick mother. Because the grocery full of garbage. The whole world is chaos, a big truck, a big pile of garbage, full of nonsense. Absolute rubbish. Absolute. Terrible. So God Black Hispanic Native Indian manager understand what China. Yeah. And we will just continue to bring this message as much as possible because we know this is the only solution. Once you understand this, everything becomes simple. Plumbing is a good thing, welding is a good thing, electrical is a good thing, architecture is a good thing, business is a good thing, midwife is a good thing, natural medicine is a good thing, medical doctors is a good thing. You follow all them industries are good, produce. You feel when God have a kingdom, everything going just work on automation, AI don't run the kingdom of God. Just the same way, back in the days we had structure here. I mean, my family and maybe help with something, you know, I always have accent that I will cook bakery or baker, you understand? And farmer, all of that, and it was working. The people wasn't suffering, because the people living better. Simpler, everybody surviving. Still have people that have real money and nobody gets it. That didn't change, something like that. Let's find a better way to do things. It's supposed to, every generation is supposed to get better. A better mindset, maybe a better way of doing this to get more efficiency and all that. Not because they are greedy. Not because a king that laws in the Bible, a king, you know me, you have 2,000 women and a man can get 2 birds. And can raise a little family, you know me, to have a little infrastructure so that you can protect yourself, you know what I mean, in case anything happens. Somebody can take care of each other. Maybe that one child alone, one woman, nobody gets it. You might never know trouble. In case you need more hands to help, it's difficult to challenge it. If you have more hands to help, you know what I mean, you can be in a better shape and you can contribute to a bigger thing in your communities and you can really try it. If you have a whole piece of land to plant, 10 acres or whatever it is, and they split up the work, everybody will feel it. It's just maths. All kind of different things that could be done, but under this society, they don't understand the logic, they don't think on that. So understand this. Once that becomes clear to you and you really accept what it is, then you can begin to start to build towards your kingdom. Support your kingdom, support your people. That's all. All the other races, you notice that's what they do. Chinese, they never see. When you see a Chinese man by you know, maybe in America, is that that. When I see that a Chinese and a Syrian and all that, like that, all kind of different underhand ways they do things, they don't see them doing them things. And all that, nobody calling them up. Nobody saying there or there. Those laws apply to those apply to them, to you. You take, you understand, your basing and all that, you feel great. They love that. That's good. They could find somebody to there are people that bring ideas to them to make the place more efficient and all, but they don't want it. They want you, understand, in that place to be depressed, oppressed, stressed out, dependent on them, right? And not seeing some way that you get better. You take the time to utilize your resources because they learn from Egypt, they learn from Pharaoh. They don't want the place to change, they don't care what Pharaoh face. They know if I can do this as much as possible, I can keep on having the place running the same way. They won't get no time to go and study about God. They won't get no time to go and learn about what the most I see. They're too stressed, they're too under, too impoverished, you understand? They're too much strain. They're too distracted. If that can happen, they'll be good. They don't care. You know what I mean? That don't add up to them. So understand something so called Black Hispanic Native in the American chat. You supposed to move with bring out zeal, with speed, to get towards doing something to benefit your people and benefit your benefit, you understand, of real help. Speed up the process of God giving, you understand, the person exactly what he deserves. Justice. A just measure. And were you supposed to be also for Black, Hispanic, and Native American? Not because you just have a vengeance thing in you and all that, because you will do something stupid. Because you really actually understand, here's what God knows best. When we don't do what God, you understand, and what God say, this is the reason we get, so we can't really actually be influenced and upset and want to do something. If you want to do something, do what you see to do. That making that I don't know. When you do all the calculation to see if I do this, look at the kind of risk it has. If I that's why God say again, give me the scripture that I say they call it don't touch it because I acquire matter. Even the so-called person, anyone's touch. Right, red mark, right? So the Lord put that in place for him. Right? But say, don't touch this man. He said, do not unalive him. Right? Right? Put that mark on. Right? The Lord say, no, don't touch him. Don't touch him at all. But I know exactly how best to do it because when you don't know, he's going to say so-called Black people in the sun are violent and they have no order, they have no discipline, and all that different things. That find some kind of excuse to try and alive. The next way they come now and push. Every which way that he can set up as a trap, right? Exactly, that's exactly what you want to do. And somebody who from Ecclesiasticus chapter 9 and verse 13 back. I can get Ecclesiasticus chapter 9 and 13 back. Here. The thing was when I get this is the final thing. Right? Yeah, okay then. Put a mark on there. Yeah, but we shall
The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 9 and verse 13. Keep thee far from the man that hath power to kill. So shalt thou not doubt the fear of death. And if thou come unto him, make no forward days to take away thy life present. Remember, thou goest in the midst of snares, and that thou walkest upon the battlements of the city.
yes, so here the Lord said again in our records before as well, like before Christ time. So before that time, like I'm not, you understand? How he talked about the Matthew, agree to adversary quickly while anyway. This is now before that time telling you again. Say, hey, keep thee far away from the man that had power to kill. There's a man on the earth, according to Genesis 27 and verse 40, that's led by the sword. Keep your backside far away from him. Do not give him no opportunity to take away your life. Because that is what he does. One sometimes a justification. So Paul, you see what he does do? Show me hand, bam, 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 bam. Stop resisting, bam, 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 bam. That is how he does operate. Nothing will satisfy him. If he wants to take that life, it's exactly what it is. So only God could really actually prevent that from happening. We hear, and he definitely don't like to hear this kind of things. And many of them above us, they can tell them thousands and millions of stories. But when you understand that man, we actually bounce it because we understand and we trust God. That's why we just be free to say what is we can say, even if we die. But just understand something, we actually God in charge. Whatever he accomplishes that, he wants a way to go. But yeah, a man can be whatever, a man can have stage 5 cancer. God can bring him back from that. If God say, well, yeah, all right, your mission finished, do it yourself. I control life and death. But he letting you know, do not, as he just say, understand, don't tempt God and then match 5. So much. Right? We don't tempt God. Christ never tempt God. Christ is not going to jump off no building, no cliff. I know they don't catch him with no wings. He's not doing that. you understand God, we don't have so. Because that's an example we show you people, and God is not some magic one person. There are consequences to action. That is what we're facing today. Consequences to not obeying what God said. Yeah. Really actually understand what it is. And some interpretation from some stinking, you understand, some sound pastor. Yeah. Some man who in the FBI pocket or CIA pocket or some shit, some dummy. Yeah, because when we run the planet, when you talk about you walking on board, that's the same way when they come and meet the so-called army, the Indians and the Venezuelans and them, right? On Chavash and all of that, you see them walking on board and things like that, and you, yeah. Or the people who are walking on riches, so we, when they come and meet Solomon, Queen of Sheba come and meet Solomon, and see Solomon, servant decked out, you want to know, that's Solomon? With that, I want people living. That's something that because we wiser than that, we know how to keep our society afloat. We don't need to thief from somebody and so greedy and so emotional. So we understand we had to grab something, we had to list to get some. Come on. And then when you really actually look at the maths, what do you use it for? Get it. Is it what's used for this? Yes. When is that one again? Bob Gosha, two others.
Genesis chapter 4 and verse 15. And the Lord said unto him, therefore, whosoever slay him, vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold. And the Lord set a mark upon him, lest any find him, should kill him.
Right, so the most I go ahead and mark again, is that what I face. See, the Lord go on and say, I want this man here. In other words, this man created I want to kill for myself. But you know why? Because if you want to kill here, what? They go swing back because they are more forces, more skillful. Then you feel he's a murderer, you feel skillful and more. I'm going to show you something. This is how this man is live and breathe. Don't do that. He don't have a pause button and brakes and he don't do that. That's how he does. In other words, how our vehicle is run on petrol, is run on diesel, he's running on highway. That's so-called person, that's the so-called white man. That's how he does live. So God say about, I understand, I will deal with him. I make it understand, do not do that. So when you meet up this man, don't find yourself slipping. And try not to and all of that. No. Calm yourself and understand who really actually have this powers over the earth. I put them things in place for you to understand, not to do like what Adam and Eve do. Not to do what Adam do. Don't go left. You understand to the instruction that I give you because this is the outcome. Here's my reason for it. Right? You didn't understand at that time. I give you a perfect instruction. I will make it clear. That no misunderstanding. No agenda. It was clean. You do that stuff, you get through. I put you above everybody else in front, everybody else hitting snail, and I think I'll show you a real game, I'll show you the real play, I'll show you one. If you do this stuff, you see them going to be multiplied above the sun, earth, and everything that the people are going to say, like what they say in Genesis now, but the people are real wise, nah. For real? I could be a little bit so too? Nah. Now, why them really understand how to really play, why them. They were supposed to be saying that for eternity. And that is what God wants to restore again because that is what the Lord wants to continue. The plan get put on pause because we jump off the train. We jump off the manual and say, well, why don't try something? Like, oh, that's why man running them some little tactics or some kind of BS garbage. Gave me the day, some funny nonsense, some funny guy thing. You go try that. So real truly understand the plan can't get rest until you fall away from that scripture. Then the plan can run way you would really see how plan is supposed to run, society is supposed to run. You already see the benefit of that. You already see systems and what is happening in time of life. It's very private, understand and possible. Pay attention, you know what I mean? They're coming up just now, you see black people, all of them go back and find views and see how black people when they're in an environment have that party and they just shake outside they follow and they thinking that they go. And they hire the mind, they follow some drugs or something, or some feeling. And they enjoy themselves. That that same G-string can you wear behind closed doors or nothing, or something even worse, more ridiculous behind closed doors. Enjoy that thing. Enjoy yourself. Woman, enjoy your man. That same thing, that is not for outside. That is to make the thing exciting and spicy and whatever. That is not for you to feel like doing something. That's not shame. It is, you know what shameful that you didn't even understand what you do. And somebody here doesn't play any like after this. That is the most it's the most destructive and sad. You feel like you're in something kind of you feel like you're doing something, you expressing yourself. Euphoria. Only to your destruction. Nobody can trust you. Which man you want to keep? Any man. Therefore, the woman will propose the girl in carnival and they have to be crazy out of their mind. All your girl exposed parts out there, you expect she to be faithful to you. Look at the spirit all there that. You are to be the dumbest thing that God ever made. All God brain cells that He put in your brain, you decide to. All your girl know why a man there, you come in. That your girl, she don't whine somebody else wrong. That your girl, she don't talk to a man on the road, a man tell again she is. She tell the man, I have a man. Not know what you know why. Don't take too long. I stay on all this shoppiness, near touching your wife bottom. That's supposed to be your wife now. But I see wife and a player. Oh brother, insane, G. Insane. I want feeling and then she can leave you and come back. Like nothing ever happened. You have to be absolutely crazy, yo. That's so cool, right, man, for you. Which company, you understand, you're going? The CEO leave the company in shambles, nobody gets stand here, they pay right back up there. You know, it was a sad lapse in judgment. You have to be insane, yo. That is what it's like, you know, thinking that cool. You just make mistakes. Like that's a mistake to make. This society don't run on logic, brother. Sister. Do not put yourself in that position. Being under the system will hurt you. Some people go on and drink poison, kind of defending their husband and wife, get away with what they say, and before you know to really actually solve a small issue. Imagine money is an issue, yo. Imagine some washing wares or some kind of shit with this issue. And all they're playing tit for tat and feeling all in something, feeling only doing something as opposed to building a culture and working and helping somebody else that all is so advanced in age or kind of thing, all is supposed to be able to pass on knowledge to other young couples and all that. How to really build your house, something like what women supposed to, you know, teach young women how to love their husbands, how to love the children, how to run your house, you know, I mean, how to help. What to go and find some kind of resource to help the community. Who you want? And we decide that is to do. That is something to do. That you cannot lie. We just get so. We just find it out. When inside he have to be empty. They have to have nothing inside. That is how dreadful it is, you know. Serious, very good. Remember Revelation chapter 18 and verse 3 to 4 about the shop. So God black Hispanic Native Indian man, woman and child, God have a bigger, much bigger, you know, elaborate and sensible black. If God say by here, I don't call him, he said that too. I think all in the wilderness now, we follow with tents, with bush and snake across, right across. I hate snake. They follow, I hate certain things over the years, I kill them. I feed them, I kill them. You understand why God say, bam, no, man. Talking about sign me up, then I go feel like, oh, I'm snake in the morning. Yes, it is. What? Freedom at last? Free at last? Free at last? Free at last? Oh, Michael, what you doing that? Find a little bit of MFK. Michael, loving white people. People are good in house. There, Michael Luther King, Mahatma G. Then after that, you know, they pushing out one at all. Everything is realized because too much pride. can admit I do something stupid, I do something wrong. So when you can know what's an admit, then you can actually work on the process of fixing it. But now, not wrong, you're right. You're right. Burning people, bringing people in that burning house, like, you're right. We know what to do. Be real wise. Yeah. Okay. But we can shout what?
Revelation chapter 18 and verse 3. All the nations have drinking of the wine of the wrath of fornication.
Right, so all the nations, in Psalm 33 giving a list of the nations. So-called Chinese man, so-called East Indians, so-called African, all of them, Arabs, all of them buy that. Imagine that. You buy all of yes, what's about complaining? Jeremiah 16 and 18, why you father in heaven lies and think that they good, but look at Bobo, you and the argument for Greenland, all kind of shit, and what you want to do with it? Where battling over for? To do what? You want to bring more FT Island? You want to turn Greenland to FT Island? I don't mean what I said. Stop it. Stop the shipping. Stop it. Stop it. Read on, Babu Gishasa.
And the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her.
The kings of the earth, all the rulers of the earth, all the sultans and them committed fornication. So yeah, but you keep it secret that support black is panicking and native Indian, as people are going. Yeah, we keep on pressing them, you know what I mean? You keep on doing all this nonsense here, now this is good too. Yeah. This good, this sensible now. Yeah. We know to build rocket ships and all kind of things, but we don't know to use the brain for the right reason. We do not know that. Read that again, Babu Shasta.
Revelation chapter 18 and verse 3. All the nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth have waxed through the abundance of the delicacies.
Yes, way. The merchants of the earth want to make some money off of it. What do you mean? Number 10. Bring it on, man. Come on. Let's go. Yeah. John containers, 15% tax. And the world containers get searched. What? The people are going to make nice packet of sardine with humans. Human trafficking galore. Yeah, but you're talking about. Nah. We see all them on permanent, but forget all that. Talking about one half snow, like, okay, when we talk about for a long time, a long process to fix the place, and I tell you, no about corruption, what you talking about? The easy money, yo. Easy money. Hey, but they kidnap my daughter, they get my son. Man, collateral damage. Collateral damage, yo. Easy work. Talking about, man, can steal somebody else door. Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 1 and 2, Babu Shah. We go close it up for it because, you know what I mean? So, called black Hispanic native in them, woman and child, the place that understands what the Lord says, and some of the Bible is saying, not trying to waste time and debate and on garbage. The only reason why we just do that is to help people to understand that these people, this is talking garbage. Once you want to use your brain, then exactly what is the Bible is saying, and what the men are breaking down the ISUPK in terms of what it is actually saying, what are the historical facts behind it, what are the artifacts saying, what the meaning saying, what the historical records is saying, will be on the shadow of a doubt. You understand? There's no two ways about it, no private interpretation. Once you can hear those words and understand that, because the Lord said, my sheep hear my voice and it's my sheep, one, you understand, want to use the brain. Captain Gans is something powerful at times. Say, the laws, you understand that spiritual, it's common sense. Laws of the Most High, it's common sense to them. You have to rewrite it that way? Yeah. Sky's the limit. Now you could go and take this simple thing and kind of like a whole different planet to the right reason. And you want to do your rocket ships and maybe do some kind of ships. Man, the man, and who's the richest man on the planet so called? Or maybe on paper. He's a fiend, he's a ketamine fiend. He's a addict. John, imagine that. You think you're capable of using that money for the right reason? His mind will have all kind of demons or all kind of different things in it. The man has the most amount of money listed on paper, and which is public knowledge. That is like you have a liquid, but yes, not more than energy. This is what you're worth and all that, and company and how much whatever you have together and all of that. I would say. So you think Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians are better than that? Because you full up all these, all kind of different, all the things that you design, all the inventions, all the medical accomplishments, all these different, all the things that are of the 21st century, all the different inventions, all that. You have a very big part to play with all, but you have a very big hand, right? All these inventions to make things simple, right? People to enjoy it, to really actually benefit from it, maybe the same lives and all of that. Telling me as the kingdom and the most high power, our people in the right frame of mind, do what the Lord say. Can't do it, and can't add better than that. Can't do better than this. Even if it was 10% better, it was the whole place shut down, and there was 10% running, but all this, but all the crime, all the essays, all the analyzing, all the injustice. 10% better. At least that. Tell me now. Man, if they give me 0.11%, 0.000000001% better, you understand where this whole society is forward? I will take that. You might need 10. I will take that. I will take 0.00001. Man, close to the hand or something, I think, who cares? Yeah? Come on. By that time, if you know what I mean, I'm born again and you know what I mean, I grew up as a youth man over the years and all that, when I get older, I might get some wise. Or my father might have some wise over the years that, you know, they might have to be washing the clothes and all. I might have something to do. I might have to wash clothes all the time, some kind of thing, you know what I mean? It don't matter. Whatever big task you tell yourself, you might need, I need a dishwasher, and I need a washing machine, and I need, stop it. Come on, yeah. Somebody have some kind of thing in their mind, you know, how to make something work. How the electricity. Sure about that. Yeah. What is that one again? The Zephaniah 2:1. Or we shall say
2. Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 1. Yea, God together one nation, not desire.
they don't desire. Right? Do not, as I said, do not go where you're not wanted. Right? So gather together, so for Black, Hispanic, Native Indian. That's the best thing they can do. Not desire, not want. That's one of the best places they can ever be in. You don't want money, I'm good, I'm good. I might get, you understand? They might say, well, okay, you are not a human flesh, me next. So you save yourself that trip. You save yourself that trouble. Right? They want today, that is the best place they can be in. That is exactly what the Lord wants you. Apart from that, I tell you in Revelation 18, come out from among them. See all this madness here, that is not your portion. You don't know nothing more that. You is not no gangster. You is not no drug dealer, you not no child molestation, child molester, none of that. You don't know nothing more that. He know he's a professional statistician. He do this thing so long. For how much decades? And that was so long. Somebody slip on that. All that would have been normal. All through slavery, all of that to do that right now. But it's not it didn't just start from 40 years ago or 50 years ago. It didn't start from there. They have a very long track record of this. It just now in Europe. But again, we've been privileged in the ISUPK to understand these things. Understand who your person really is. Yeah? So the Lord is saying this because I have a plan. I want to do something. But already come on, time. If I don't, we organize something, right? The years let me know. I get back in the meantime and all of that. When you decide that this is enough, and you know we had enough, we good, it's time to straighten up, time to organize, time to be on really on mission. Yeah, I was happy. That, if you like it so, that's what the general to see. You like it, I love it. So go ahead. Go ahead, sir, Babukusha. Yeah, kind of that.
Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 2. Before the decree bring forth, before the day pass as a shadow, before the fierce anger of the Lord come upon you, before the day of the Lord anger come upon you.
That's what the Lord saying. Before you get your backside caught up in this, because once enough people that want to do what it is I want to do, bam, I'll go get caught black and cheap. Because this is exactly what I'm going to do. I don't tell you already, I set out. I say I'm not going to mediocre as a man. If we are not going to no ring and square and box up. I come to deal with him proper. That's why it's saying in Revelation somewhere, Christ coming down to rule the world with a hand. He's not coming to talk, no talk, and thing and beg nobody and plead with no. I plead with the sword, you understand? There's our feeling when they see must have a gash and take off some, you know what I mean? Analyze some people and remove some body parts. Yeah, then they gonna know exactly how people, then people go decide, oh, that time, and then all of a sudden, people know to, you know, how to stop the way they do. Instead of running downtown and thing, everybody gets cut, they know exactly what else contributed to, they know. But they didn't care because remember, I ain't feeling no pain. So once they're not pain, you know what I mean? You're going to talk, you don't care about that. Bad until the bad man come and meet you. That somebody is not going to meet you as a man come. Yeah. So Black is sparring native with them, man, woman, and child. This is what do we do now? Like for you now, you know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I mean? Sister, brother, you know that, G? That the first class on the police officer, my God.
This is the ISUPK security announcement. We are the ISUPK out of 1 West on the 20th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General Hunt. You rules for brothers and sisters. When new brother or sister comes into the school, they are all they have to be excluded only. They are here to share themselves the work. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to the brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After the 6-month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry, which is a commandment. You find this in Numbers chapter 18 and 21. Malachi chapter 3 verses 8 to 10. Means 10 in the Hebrew and pronounced Maisha. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest 1. Free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you like to give. Upcoming holy convocation. The upcoming holy convocation is the feast of Purim, which is the 14th day and the 15th day of the 12th month on the Hebrew calendar, which will be Monday the 2nd and March 3rd, 2026. You find it in Esther chapter 9, verses 20 to 51. Remind Archeum and Aquatium on social media, such as ISUPK.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for ISUPK events and materials. If a brother wants to be a trooper in the school, then he needs to start wearing all black, which includes black boots, like shirts, like headbands or scarf, and with that, you see, I imagine. Sir, you're going to turn and face the east, and you're going to say the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Shapashamai, Fadash, Haya, Shamka, Yahweh, Malabaka, Tabaha, Zak, Haya, Aisha, Baratza, Hawa, Haya, Mashamai, Tanana, Laka, Ka, Yawam, Wasalakna, Kawatna, Kasalakna, Kawatina, Malaa, Tapiana, say a one, a ball, or shine, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Amalapa, Bahala, Watapara, Hallelujah, Aman.
The English of this was our Father, another,
Hallelujah, how the kingdom come, never be done. As to the heaven, give us this day, our daily bread, give us our debts, and we forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Sir, whenever Joel, let's give the teacher a 156 salute about the Shabbat. On him. Yeah, how about some of your shadow? Yeah, sir, let's give sisters online a 150 salute about the Shabbat. Mario, Barak, yeah, what's the matter? Some of your shadow. Yeah,